Almost passed over there. Yeah, yep. What's going on, everyone? Dalt here with Lee C. Parts in the Scrap Life Garage. Welcome back to the channel. This is video number 2 in our series here about the underground racing twin turbo Lamborghini Gallardo that we picked up from none other than Yankees Hall of Fame pitcher Mariano Rivera. If you missed installment number 1 in this series, I will put the link down in the description down below. We headed up to New York to pick this car up from Mariano's house. Mariano III showed us around, gave us a grand tour of the car collection, the memorabilia collection, and we got to meet Mariano himself. So if you haven't seen that, be sure to check it out. We had to do a couple things to get it running. We had to manually get into the engine compartment to get some fluid into the car to be able to start it up and hear it run. So in this video, we're going to show you us going through, examining the car, figuring out where the damage is on it between the frame and suspension, and then also firing it up for the first time. So let's get to it. Luckily, we were able to loop some hoses over here to complete the coolant system, where we should be able to fill this thing up with coolant. And it does have one good radiator on this side and a fan, so I am somewhat confident that it might actually be able to, sit and idle. I've been doing a little bit of research on YouTube. I found some gentlemen that I would assume are over in Europe based on their accent that did a how-to on manually unlocking everything. So we're going to go through, we're going to see if we can get into this thing manually, since it won't do it any other way. All right. Okay, can you?
I'm up as high as it'll go right now, I think.
It's almost passed over there. Okay. There should be like 2 hydraulics at the very back, and then there should be one with like a red thing.
The pull cable?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something like that. You have to pull that, and it releases like the other support for it. There you go. Yep. Okay. And then that, this needs to get locked in. You see that right there? What do you think, man?
Sick.
It's dirty as hell. Jeez.
How long has it been sitting?
Wow. At least like a year and a half.
I'm gonna go right up into this thing.
Yeah, that should be fun. Good?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so we finally broke in to the engine compartment for the Lambo. It was a task. You have to go in through the rear bumper right there. There is a manual release for the rear latches. And then in order to get the top to move, you actually have to go in. The hydraulics are right there. Basically, you just get it like a blunt end, tap it, and it moves it just enough to let the rear of the top move. And then at the front, you put a screw in right there, pull it down, and then you can release the front. So we are in. We got to get this thing filled up with coolant. We're going to go ahead and get this tray out of the way, and then we are going to get this thing fired up and see what it sounds like. Alrighty, Alex is hopping in. We got some coolant in it. Let me check both jump boxes. The one is definitely hooked up. That one is on. Get a bunch of power to this thing. Nothing. Give it a shot. I'm moving in the right direction. Alrighty, another jump box added. Let's see if she's got enough juice.
We had to get a whole mess of jump boxes. This thing was dead as a freaking doornail. That one just has a hole in the rubber hose. We could probably get like flex tape. Like flex seal tape? Yeah. I have some of that shit in my house. I put my whole house together with that.
Now that this thing runs, we are going to go ahead and unload it the proper way, and we can pull it in the shop without using one of our Lamborghini factory approved lifts to move this thing around. So we're gonna go ahead, get it unstrapped, get it unloaded, and maybe take it for a quick spin around the industrial park here.
You can't hide it from me now. I saw it. We're recording.
Who is this guy?
Oh, my bad.
God, this thing is so awkward.
Yeah,
I can't see shit, like literally.
you're good.
Is that a UGR Lambo or what?
Yeah,
Is it really?
yeah.
Good.
Yep, just keep how you are. It almost scraped the bumper. I can completely understand. These tires are junk. If it was on these wheels.
Funny because he said something about having the HREs on it, and I saw this, and I'm like, dude, they look like trash too. They're just Cook's.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. 1,000 wheel, even on pump gas. The thing on a the thing on 1,000 wheel, like, thing's gonna spin its face off.
You mad?
I'm not mad. I'm just,
We buying UGR Lambos and you won't even buy a 01.
yeah, don't hide from it.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, just take it slow. So we got the Lambo lifted up here. We'll take a look on the underside here, see if there is anything of concern with the suspension. The back end here, I don't think that we have too much that we're overly concerned about given the way that this thing impacted. Our concerns will be up here at the front. So this right here looks like the furthest, most rear point of damage that I can tell, at least on the bottom. Up top there, it looks like it's kind of in that same spot that the R8 was. Going back though, I don't really see anything moving towards the rear. Oh, there's a broken piece right there. And that is right about where the suspension point is. So the only thing that I see on this, it has a split here, which is still well in front of the suspension points, but it has this right here. That's broken all the way back there. And that is the lower mount is right there.
Okay.
So that is the only thing. This is busted from up here, but that's more like the whole, you know what I mean? Like the full transition. So that's,
honestly, I think somebody's gonna use this for parts anyway.
so very, very well might, but that's the only thing. Cause I mean, the R8, like I said, I don't think we really had any real concerns about the suspension being moved around back to, or the damage being back to the suspension points. So that's going to do it for this video on the Lambo. It is running, it is driving. We figured out where the damage is in the front frame section, and that is going to be as far as we are going to take it right now. We put out on the Leasey Parts Instagram the other day a feeler for people to tag their favorite YouTube rebuilder in it, somebody that they think is up to the task of maybe fixing this thing. And we are going to give that a little bit of time, see if there's somebody that steps up to the plate that wants to fix this, because we don't have any interest in fixing it. We don't need another supercar like the R8, and it has plenty of good parts that can go towards other cars. So we're going to see if somebody else wants to fix it first, and then if not, it will be taken apart. So if you see a third video in this series, it means that this thing is coming apart. We'll keep you updated no matter what. Next up on the channel here, you all are going to see a little bit more exotic content, and this car is more of a daily driver type exotic than an exotic in the terms of this, but it is the most expensive car that we have ever purchased through Leasey Parts. So we're very, very excited to go through, give you guys an in-depth look at the process of how our business operates a little bit more than we have in the past, and also show you a really, really cool car that's coming apart. As always, thank you for the support. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.